Okay, welcome back, guys. Do you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Hey. Okay, thank you. So let's start. I don't know if some of your classmates will still be coming. Okay, so let's simplify example number 4. The given expression is tangent square x times cosecant square x minus 1. So here, guys, if you're going to observe the given expression, there are already functions or trigonometric functions which are expressed in terms of squares, diba? So
Sir,
we might be looking, yeah.
sir, sadya po bang walang naka-share screen po?
Ay, sorry. Oo nga. Okay, thank you. Oo nga, no? Ayan. So, eto. We want to simplify the given expression. Now, you can use class the sine cosine if you want, or you can also use the trigonometric Pythagorean identities. Okay? Sige. Method 1 muna tayo. Method 1, let's work on, sabi ni Sir kasi mas maganda daw sine cosine palagi express. Yes, tama yon. Pero may time na mas madali yung solution if we're going to use the identities or some identities like the Pythagorean identities. Kasi nga, it's part of the identity that we can use. Okay? And we have proven that those identities are true. That's why we are now allowed to use them to simplify the expressions like this. Okay? So, pero ngayon, let's say hindi natin alam yung identity, nakalimutan ko yung formula or yung identity itself. So, how do we do this? So, let's try method 1. So, I know the tangent is equal to sine x squared over cosine square x. And cosine is equal, sorry, cosecant is equal to 1 over sine. Di ba, guys? Square x minus 1. Sir, bakit ko may square? Kasi naka-square si cosecant, di ba? So I have sine square x over cosine square x times 1 minus sine square x all over sine square x. Ayan. Di ba? So we have already expressed everything in terms of sine and cosine. Guys, wag mong pagpipilitan yung sarili mo na i-express yung bawat isa sa sine lang. Although it's possible. Kaso nga lang, magkakaroon ka ng problema pag ginawa mo yon, okay? Pag sobrang hindi na kailangan, wag mo nang ipilit, guys. Masasaktan ka lang. Okay? So here, again, better express it in terms of sine or and cosine. So pwede siyang sine lang, pwedeng cosine lang, or pwedeng both. Okay? Para mas mabilis or madali. Kasi sine and cosine lang yung pinag-aaralan natin dito eh. Okay? Or the other one plus, sige, mamaya ko na sasabihin. So, we have identified, re-expressed the given expression in terms of sine and cosine. So, what we can do is we can cancel this out and this becomes, oh, ang natira na lang, sir, ay 1. Ang galing, sir, di ba? Yan, magaling talaga. Magaling ang trigonometry. So, we have 1 minus sine square x over cosine square. Ayan. Sir, simplified na po ba to? So far, simplified naman siya compared sa given problem, pero there are still functions or expressions which can still be simplified. So hindi pa siya totally simplified. Okay, guys? So what are we going to do, sir? Now look at this, guys. 1 minus sine square x. Oh, I think I saw this already. I know that, let's recall that sine square, ano ba yung identity na alam mo na may sine at may 1? Ang alam ko, sine square x plus cosine square x is equal to 1. Di ba, class? So I could say, or I could transpose sine on the other side. So I have cosine square x is equal to 1 minus sine square x. Ayan. So, sir, the numerator is just equal to cosine square x. That's correct. How? With the use of the Pythagorean identity of sine and cosine. So, we can now substitute the numerator by cosine square x, and we are allowed to do so because we are using, or we have derived the Pythagorean identity before, diba? So, cosine square x is equal to 1. So this equation, guys, or expression is just equal to 1. Okay? Did you understand that, guys?
Opo,
Hey,
sir.
okay. That's method 1. Nakuha yun, that's method 1. Now, let's say, class, ano nga ba yung tangent cosecant minus 1? Sige. Now, let's say, sir, I want to verify. Hindi ako, sir, naniniwala sa'yo na 1 talaga yan. Okay, since hindi ka naniniwala, anong nakikita niyo pala? Wala. Okay, let's use GeoGebra. Yan, tinuturuan ko na kayo mag-cheat dito, Huwag itong gagawin sa exam, So, tingnan nga natin kung 1 yung magiging result. So, dapat, sir, 1 yung magiging, ayan. Let's say, eto. So, dapat ganito yung graph niya pag rinap ko siya. So, y is equal to tangent square x times, ano nga ba yun, guys? Cosecant square, ay, cosecant, ba't ayaw? Wait lang. Nakikita niyo na class yung GeoGebra?
Opo, sir.
Okay. So, cosecant square x minus 1. Ayan. Here we go. So, look at this, guys. Now, pag eto lang, y is equal to 1, eto yung graph niya. Pero, pag granaf ko naman yung g or tangent square times cosecant square minus 1, excuse me, eto rin yung graph niya. Pag granaf ko yung dalawa both at the same time, both na at the same time pa, di ba, para exage. So, they are coinciding. So, which means that they are just the same, again, the same. Hindi sila equal, okay? They are just similar expression or equivalent expression ang tawag. Mali pala class yung term ko. Equivalent ang tawag sa kanila, hindi sila similar. Sa geometry kasi, similar yung term natin dito, di ba? But in algebra, they are equivalent, or in trigonometry as well. Okay? So which means, class, that whatever the value of x that we're going to input here, as long as it's part of the domain, then the value will still be equal to 1, whatever the value of x is, or the values of x are. Did you understand, guys? Which means, sir, pwede naman pala nating, sige, let's go back. Sir, pwede naman pala nating isolve na lang or isimplify na lang. Yes. And that's what the simplification procedure do. Okay? Tama ba ako? That's what, no, does when we simplify. When we simplify, we are getting the exact value or the simplest value that we could get. Did you understand, class?
Opo, sir.
Wala. Okay, so ganito. Sir, paano mo malalaman? I-graph mo muna, class, yung given expression sa GeoGebra. Tapos, yung final answer mo, i-graph mo din. If the graphs coincide, alright, so therefore, you got it correctly. If they did not coincide, there is one, or at least, or there exists one, at least one value or point in a given graph which do not or does not coincide with the given graph, the other graph, then there is something wrong with your solution. So dapat identity sila. Okay, when you say identity, everything is correct for all the values of x as long as x is part of the given domain of the expression. Okay, I hope you got that point. Nakuha, class? Hey.
Opo.
Hello? Okay, I hope so. All right. So, sir, sabi mo, sir, may another method pa. Sige, dagdag lang ako, class, ng slide. Nakalimutan ko. Kasi I was planning to show only one method. Pero para naman for the sake of your understanding and, ano ba, ano pa ba? Understanding and creativity. Okay? Should I say creativity on your solution? Yeah, maganda yung creativity, di ba? Better know a lot. Okay? So, ayan. Kung class sa iba, pag marami kang alam, tinutumba, yun yung motto nila, di ba? Pero pag marami kang alam, nakatayo ka pa rin until the end. Okay? Did you get that point? I hope so. Okay. So, now let's use another method, method 2. Oh, I have another method. Hindi to class din discuss sa iba. Okay? Yeah, ang alam ko walang gumagamit ito. Yung method 2 pala class, ito yung ginagamit ng iba, shortcut. Pero yung method 3 natin kakaiba yun. Okay, so the problem is tangent or the given expression is tangent square x cosecant square x minus 1. Alright? Now, super, may mga squares dito. Parang familiar sila sa akin. Oo nga, sa akin din. Parang familiar din to sa akin. Although hindi ko sila memorize. Now, I know, sir, that cotangent square x is equal to cosecant, ano nga ba yung class? Sabi ko sa inyo, hindi ko to memorize eh. Nagde-derive pa ako nito. Cotangent square is equal to cosecant square x minus 1. Tama, di ba? Tama ba, class? Okay. May estudyante pa ba ako? Ayan. Pag ganyan, diniderive ko pa siya. Although madali lang sa akin kasi alam ko na. Okay? Pero sa inyo, since matalas pang memory nyo, better know this right away. Okay? So I can transform cosecant square x minus 1 into another trigonometric expression, which is cotangent square x, since they're identities. Diba? So therefore, it's true to use cotangent square. So tangent square x is equal to cotangent square x. Ayan. So naging simpler na siya. Ano bang kinalaman? Ano bang relationship meron si tangent at cotangent? Ano nga ba? They are inverses. Diba? So which means I can simplify this. This is just equal to 1. Kaagad-agad. Ala, may mali ba tayo? Ano nga ba sagot natin dito? Wait. Okay. Sorry guys. Mali pala akong problem. Mali akong slide na napuntahan. Ayan naman, mali palang slide na napuntahan. Wait lang. Oo nga, mali pala akong slide na napuntahan. Wait ang class. Ayusin ko lang to. Ayan, mali yung linalagyan ko ng extra slide for additional slides. Ano ba yan, Mr. Madrona? You're getting older. It's okay. As long as I'm not getting dumber, diba? Okay. Saan nga ba yun? Wala ka dyan. Ayan, okay na. So, here we go. So, method 2 natin, ulitin natin. Anyway, madali lang siya. So, method 2 natin class, method 2, we have tangent square x is equal times cosecant square x minus 1. And we know that using the Pythagorean identity, we have this expression is equivalent to cotangent square x or equal to. And we knew that they are inverses. Kung hindi mo alam yon, so etong gagawin natin. I knew that cotangent is equal to 1 over tangent. Diba? If it's square din to. So I can cancel out this and this becomes 1. Understood, guys? I hope you're still listening. Okay? So ito yung mga techniques. Okay. Now, sir, ano po ba yung sinasabi mo kanina na may isa kang technique na hindi ginagamit ng iba? Okay, ibang teachers. Ito class. Forbidden technique. Okay. Etong technique na to, ito yung para sa gustong manigurado. Alright? And ito yung mga hindi pa na-memorize or na-master yung identities. Ang alam lang niya ay sine and cosine. Okay? Natatawa ako kasi ginagawa ko to ng college. Kasi hindi ko siya ma-memorize. Ito na ginagawa ko. So, kung sumasakto naman. So, actually, it is similar to the method 1, pero I'm not using sine cosine anymore. Okay? So, I know that x is equal to sine theta and y is equal to, baliktad. Y is equal, so y to, wala to class. Cosine theta is equal to x. So gagamitin ko ngayon, instead of sine and cosine, gagamit ako ng y over x. Alright? And I know the tangent is equal to y over x square. And cosecant square x is equal to, ano ba siya? 1 over sine, that's y, square minus 1. Di ba, class? Tama ba ako? So, ang gagawin natin ay y square over x square y square minus 1. Baliktad. Wait. Sige, ganito na lang gawin natin. Ayan. Nakalusot, di ba? Okay, wag mahiro dito The same lang yan dito. So, over y square. Ayan. So, we are now dealing with algebra. Di ba? Kung takot kayo sa trigonometry, ayan. At love nyo si algebra, then deal with algebra. So, I can cancel this out. Ayan. So, I have 1 minus y square over x square. Sir, paano ko na ito isi-simplify? Alam naman natin class ng Pythagorean identity, di ba? So, x square plus y square is equal to 1. And x squared is equal to 1 minus y squared. So the numerator here can be simplified into x squared and copy the denominator x squared is equal to 1. So therefore, the answer is equal to 1. Gets? Nakuha ba, class?
Opo, sir.
Di ba? Pag nakalimutan mo yan, yung mga identities na yan, you have an alternative way to do this. Okay? Hindi to ginagamit ng iba, hindi ko alam bakit. Okay? So kasi my favorite subject is algebra. That's why I was able to relate the algebraic expressions or manipulations of algebraic terms with trigonometry. Okay? I hope you appreciate that. Pero kung hindi nyo naman siya na-appreciate, okay lang din as long as you know the methods 1 and 2. Okay? Let's work on example number 5, class. So example number 5, we have tangent. Ito madali lang ito, using x and y. Okay, tangent over, ano nga bang, since we're dealing with tangents, cotangent is equal to tangent. So let's say method 1 to, class. Sige na nga, method 1, using sine and cosine. So we have sine x over cosine x. Ang laki na naman. Sige, ayan mo na. Sine x over cosine x plus cosine x over sine x. Ayan. So, let's simplify this. We have sine x over cosine x. Ay, mali. Ito, dapat dito yan. Okay. And let's simplify the denominator. Sine square x plus cosine square x all over cosine x sine x. Tama ba ako? Yes, tama naman. Okay. Now, look at this, guys. What do we know about the numerator? The numerator of the denominator, eto. Ano nga bang alam natin dito? This just equal to what? Walang may alam nito. This just equal to 1, di ba? This is a Pythagorean identity X squared plus y squared is equal to 1. So this becomes, let's simplify, sine x over cosine x, and let's take the reciprocal. So I'm doing the procedure, multiple procedures at the same time. So cosine x, sine x over sine square x plus cosine square x. Sorry, sobrang liit. Ayan. Nakuha ba, class? Pinagsiksikan yung solution. Okay. Now, let's try simplifying things out. So I can simplify cosine, and this one is just equal to 1, di ba? 1 lang naman to So what I have now is sine x. Guys, kung may mali kayo nakita, let me know. Times sine x. So therefore, this is sine square x. Wala nang natira. Wala na. So eto na. It means, class, sine square x lang naman to. It's just equivalent to sine square x. Okay? Sige nga, i-con nga natin, sir. Let's try using GeoGebra, sir, kung tama nga siya. Ayan, ang dami na nakakuha ng idea kung paano mag-recheck. So, y is equal to sine. Nakikita na, class?
Opo, sir.
Okay. Am I doing it too fast? Hindi naman.
Okay lang.
Okay. Okay lang. Okay. So this is the graph of the y is equal to sine square x, the red one. And alam natin, yung equation natin, original equation is y is equal to tangent x, bakit z? X over tangent x plus cotangent x. Dapat pareho sila. Ayan. So, ito yung graph ng cosine, ng sine square x. Ito rin yung graph ng original function. And look at them. They are coinciding. Diba? So, therefore, our answer is correct. This one is correct. Okay? I mean, hindi pala nakashare. Sorry. So, therefore, guys, the sine square x is correct. Did you get that?
Opo.
Okay, good. Now, let's work on method 2. Tingnan natin kung paano natin to i-solve. Method 2, we have tangent x over tangent x plus cotangent x. Okay, now we know that since, by the way guys, since the expression has tangent, tangent, cotangent, and we know that cotangent can be expressed in terms of tangent, so why don't we just express all of the expressions in the given expression as tangent, diba? 1 over tangent x. Ayan. So, pwede naman pala, sir, eh. Oh, pwede yan, guys. Wala naman problema yan. So, tangent x times, sige na, over muna. Tangent square, sige, wag na to. Dito na lang natin ilagay. So, let's simplify. Tangent x over tangent square x plus 1 over tangent x. And let's simplify. Tangent x times tangent x over tangent square x plus 1. Okay? And ano bang alam natin? Wala tayong alam, no? Okay. So this becomes tangent square x over tangent square x plus 1. How do we simplify this? Meron ba tayong identity class na tangent square x plus 1? Meron, di ba? This is a trigonometric Pythagorean identity. Correct? Okay? Tama ba ako? May trigonometric identity ba about tangent square x? 1 plus tangent square x is equal to, ano ba? Secant square x. X. Am I correct, guys? Okay, tama naman, di ba? So we can simplify this, or we can convert this into a simpler expression. So this becomes tangent square x over secant square x. Kaso, pangit pa siya, di ba? Hindi pa siya ganun ka-simplified. So, let's go back to using sine cosines. Babalik tayo doon. So, we have sine square over cosine square x times, reciprocate this using 1 over cosine. So, that's cosine x square x. So, I can cancel this out. Cancel, so sine square pa rin. Ay, sorry, nawala yung x. So, therefore, pareho yung sagot natin dito. Eto. Okay? Ayan. So, you can use, guys, method 3. Yung method 3 natin with the use of x and y, gagana din siya dito. Okay? You can do that. Pero, I do advise you to use the sine, cosine, and the other trigonometric functions for you to simplify expressions. Kasi, pag ginagamit niyo plus yung mga trigonometric functions na to, it would be easier for you to remember those. Okay? Kumbaga, tatatak na siya sa utak niyo at sa puso niyo para ma-memorize yun sila or maging ma-familiarize kayo sa mga expressions na yan. Okay? So, I do advise you to use sine, the trigonometric functions instead of x and y. You can use the x and y class once you want to recheck or you forgot other identities. Sir, question sir, legit po ba sir na pwede namin gawin yung or gamitin yung method 3 mo? Legit naman siya class. However, you are, ano ba? Sige na nga, since nag-let ka naman dito na y is equal to sine and x is equal to cosine, pwede na to, ma-accept na to. But make sure that the final answer is expressed in terms of trigonometric functions, whatever trigonometric functions you arrive at. Okay? So, syempre, kung constant yung natira or yung nasa dulo, malamang, you cannot get any, or you cannot, there's no need for you to express that in trigonometric functions anymore since constant na yung nakuha mo. Okay? Okay, let's work on the next example. This one. So simplify the expression 1 over 1 minus cosine t. Sir, paano po namin yung gagawin? Sir, naka-cosine na siya, di ba? Eh, ganun din class, algebra. Use algebra expressions here. You can simplify this. Sir, paano po namin yan isi-simplify? O, paano ba natin simplify ito? Using method 1, actually there are many ways on how to do this. Method 1 is with the use of or adding fractions, di ba? How do we add fractions? We need to express the numerator and denominator as common denominators or equal denominators. So this becomes, simplifying this, 1 plus cosine theta plus 1 minus cosine theta. I hope, guys, everyone knows how to operate fractions. 1 minus cosine theta, 1 plus cosine theta. Theta, t. Oh, theta is equal to t, di ba? Let t equals to theta. Okay, lumusot dun. So I can simplify the numerator. So this becomes 2 over, the denominator can be multiplied and the result is 1 minus cosine squared t. Di ba? And sir, parang alam ko yung denominator, sir. Parang it's just like a Pythagorean identity. Yeah, you're correct. And we know that sine square theta plus cosine square theta is equal to 1. Since 1 minus cosine to, pwede natin i-transpose yung cosine. Sine square theta is equal to 1 minus cosine square theta. Oh, so this just equals her to sine theta. Correct. So 2 over sine square theta. So ito na yung sagot. Or you could say 2 cosecant square theta. Pwede rin siya, class. Actually, maraming sagot dito eh. Okay? Pwede nga rin to. Pwede na yan. Pwede yan. Pwede yan. So kahit alin dyan sa tatlo, pwede. Okay? Nakuha ba? Sir, what's the other way around? Did you understand, guys? Sir, what's the other way around? Okay, so method 2. In method 2, ito, 1 minus cosine. 1 minus cosine t plus 1 plus cosine t. 1 plus cosine t. Okay, so paano natin gagamitin yung ibang method? You can use conjugation here, guys. Okay, you can use conjugate of the denominator. So you can multiply the first term by 1 plus cosine theta. So 1 over 1 minus cosine theta times 1 plus cosine theta over 1 plus cosine theta. Theta. Okay, sorry guys. Nasanay ako sa theta. It's t. Okay, let me just charge my laptop because it's so bad. Nasanay ako sa theta. That's why I keep on saying theta. But anyway, T stands for theta. Diba? Lusot, number 1. Okay. Oh, it doesn't charge. Wait a minute. Okay, here we go. So, here we go. Sir, paano mo nalaman na 1 plus cosine theta? The conjugate. I hope everyone still remembers how to find the conjugate. Let's say we have a plus b. Its conjugate is a minus b or b minus a. Kahit alin sa dalawa pwede. Alright? And how about, sir, the second term? 1 plus cosine t. Now, the second term has a conjugate of 1 minus cosine t over 1 minus cosine t. Okay, so let's simplify. We have 1 plus cosine t over 1 minus cosine squared t plus the next term, 1 minus cosine t over over 1 minus cosine squared t. Now look at the denominators. The denominators are already equal, so therefore we can add or we can simplify the numerator. We can cancel cosine t since they're having opposite signs. So this becomes 2 over 1 minus cosine squared t. Or 2 over, we can use the Pythagorean identity, which is sine square. Up, sine square t. Ayan. So pareho ba yung sagot natin? Yes, they are equal. Okay? Did you understand, guys? Questions so far? Parang si Rayburn lang ata nakaintindi. How about the others? Guys, magtanong na po kung may tanong habang nag-start pa lang tayo. Kasi pag pumunta na tayo sa equation, ayan, magkakaroon na naman kayo ng problema doon. Okay? Pag hindi nyo ito na-master. Pero as long as you know, you mastered algebraic manipulation, madali na lang yung trigonometry sa inyo class. Okay? Kasi algebra is just a prerequisite topic in higher mathematics. Okay? Kumbaga siya yung nesting period. Siya yung honing, training period for higher maths. Okay, questions? Wala? Kung wala nang tanong class, then, okay, verifying eto. Sige, para may idea kayo, let's go to the next part of the topic, okay? For this week, verifying identities. Now, class, given an identity, how do we verify that it is really an identity? Di ba may mga identities na tayong binigay? Paano natin siya bine-verify na identity? Now, ma-verify natin siya as an identity if once we simplify the left-hand side or the right-hand side or both sides independently, then once we arrive at the same value or the same expression, then it is an identity. If ever they did not arrive at the same expression, then they're not identities. It could be conditional or contradiction. Nakuha? So, yung examples natin sa previous topic is a prerequisite to our next topic here. So, how do we solve for this? Now, when we say verify, we're just like proving, diba? We're showing. We are proving that it is true. So, how do we solve this, sir? Theta, cosecant theta, and cosine theta is equal to 1. So, here class, ang gagawin natin, we're going to express the left-hand side, dapat mag-arrive tayo sa 1. Or, the other way around, you work on 1 at dapat mag-arrive ka sa tangent theta times cosecant theta times cosine theta. Diba? So, alin mas mahirap or mas madali? Yung left-hand side to right-hand side or right-hand side to left-hand side? Sige nga. Alin mas madali class na gawin? Gagamitin mo yung left-hand side, simplify mo yung left-hand side papuntang right. So dapat you'll end up at 1, or the other way around, you work at 1, and you should be ending at the left-hand side, which is tangent theta, cosecant theta, and cosine theta. Or you can do both, pero you can manipulate them independently from one another. So work on the left-hand side and work on the right independently at the same time. Alin ang gusto nyo doon? 1, 2, or 3? Both. Guys.
Sir, 1 po.
1. Okay, good. 1. Kasi doon tayo sa complicated expression. Kasi once we deal with complex expression, mas marami tayong makukuha, mas marami tayong magagawa. Okay? Simplify lang natin at dito tayo mag-end. Kasi kung dito tayo mag-start sa 1, anong gagawin natin dito para maging complicated siya? Di ba medyo mahirap-hirap? Although, it's doable. Okay? Doable naman yung class. Kahit alin sa dalawa pwede. Yun nga lang, papahirapan mo sarili mo if you choose number 2. Pero for me, madali lang siya. Okay? Since you already knew how to simplify things out. Okay. So let's verify that this identity is true. Tingnan natin. So, we know that tangent, sabi natin, deal with sine and cosine muna, di ba? I know that tangent is sine theta over cosine theta times cosecant is equal to what? 1 over sine theta and cosine theta, since naka-cosine na siya. We want to show that this is equal to 1. Sorry, 1, question mark. 1 dapat siya. I can cancel, and cancel. So 1 is equal to 1. Therefore, it is verified. Did you understand, guys?
Opo.
Madali lang, di ba? Simplify lang. Okay, since we arrived or we have proven that both sides are equal to 1, therefore, this is an identity. Sir, paano mo gagawin if we're going to start from the right, using method 2? Using from the right or starting from the right, pwede rin ganito, class. Pwede mong i-manipulate yung solution mo. Since nakikita mo naman na tangent, cosecant, cosine yan, pwede mo siyang gawin. This is equal to 1. 1 is equal to 1. That's true, di ba? And I know that 1 is just equal to cosine theta times 1 over cosine theta. Correct? 1 pa rin yan. Di ba? These are just equal to 1. And what else? I know that, ano pa bang alam ko? Ayan, ang dami mong pwedeng gawin dito, kaya sobrang medyo mahirap-hirap itong gawin. Pero if you know your goal, mas madali lang. Since this is equal to 1, pwede ko namang gawin na, oh, may tangent dito. Sige, gawin ko ng tangent to. Tangent theta. Kaso, ano gagawin ko sa tangent theta para maging 1 uli siya? Kasi 1 na to eh. So, kailangan ko siyang lagyan ng cotangent. Diba? Cotangent theta. Diba? Para ma-simplify. However, ano bang pwede kong gawin? Dapat may tangent ako at may cosine ako. So, anong gagawin ko? Etong dalawa, i-combine ko. So, I have cosine theta, tangent theta. Ang kulang ko na lang ay cosecant. Oh, I can express this in terms of cosecant. Or 1 over cosine. Diba? Nakuha, guys? Pwede ko siyang 1 over cosine. Di, pareho lang din yun, sir, dito. Yeah, pareho lang actually. So I have here, ano bang pwede kong gawin dito? Tangent, cosine. Cosine. Wait lang, class. Ayan, yan sinasabi ko sa'yo. Medyo mahirap-hirap to, pero doable naman. Okay, cosine, tangent, meron na. 1 over sine. Okay. So dito, pwede ko siyang gawin na 1 over sine. Tama naman, di ba? Wait. Let me erase, guys. Sabi ko sa inyo, medyo nakakahilo to, pero doable naman siya. Okay, tangent. And meron na akong tangent, meron na akong cosine. Ang kulang ko na lang ay cosecant. Di ba? Okay, so what am I gonna do here, class? So here, ang gagawin ko na lang ay 1 over sine theta. Sir, bakit 1 over sine theta? It's because once I multiply these two expressions, these two factors, anong makukuha ko dito? Sine ang makukuha ko dito, di ba? Tama ba? Yeah, tama. Because cosine times sine over cosine is equal to sine. So, para maging 1 siya, kailangan ko itong multiplyan ng 1 over sine. Ito yun. Diba? And 1 over sine is just equal to cosecant, which is cosecant. Ito yun. So, therefore, pwede mo na siyang i-write na ganito. Cosine theta, tangent theta, plus cosecant theta, which is equal to ito. Diba? Minanipulate mo lang. Manipulation lang siya. Okay? Doable siya when the expression is simpler. Pero pag complicated na siya, mas mahirap siyang gawin. So that's why I advise everyone to use the method wherein you start with complex expressions or side going to a simpler one. Okay? Naintindihan, class?
Opo, sir.
Okay, good. Parang isa natin nakaintindi. Okay, let's deal with this. Eto, tingnan nyo, class. Pareho silang may secant. So, you can factor this out. 1 minus sine square x. Mamamatay na to. Okay, n equal to 1. Dapat maging equal to 1 to. So, the left-hand side